check. Just have to make sure, because for some reason my mic just was not working, so yeah, it's a fun little revelation. I find myself just radio dead air for some reason. Okay, the audio might be a little bit on the buzzy side. I do apologise for that. The lapel mic that I'm wearing does pick up a fair amount of. Let's see if I can get that somewhere softer. See if that makes any difference. Never let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Which is just a very poetic way of saying, yeah. Not the greatest outcome, but an outcome regardless. Just keep on keeping on, basically. So yeah, where was I? Venture. This is the Overwatch character that for the longest time just did not receive any love. Like I always thought she was great. Like once I figured out how to play, she just has this absolutely devastating cool. That's working, that's working, that's working, that's working. And she's definitely a fun little character as well. So to anyone who's fairly new here, this is Sketch Jam. Where I just sit in a drawer. This is essentially the equivalent of a gym session for me. So I was on TikTok last night and I stumbled across this guy's channel, and basically he does like AI remixes of songs, and he was doing one that was what if the Backstreet Boys did the song Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. And no shade to Chris Cornell, rest in peace obviously, it sounded way better than the original Soundgarden version. Like, I think it must be just the imitated production quality. Just amazing to listen to. Like sort of a grunge hit like that. Now that's the thing. Black Hole Sun isn't really a grunge song. It's like, it's way deeper than that particular genre. It's more like I don't know, philosophical folk or something like that. Very hippie. It's like, what if a spoken word poem was yeah. Let me. Yeah. Might have to over this a little bit higher. So yeah, Sketch Jam. It needed to make a comeback. Like, not that it really went anywhere. Do have some fairly big plans coming up. June is going to be a lot busier than May, and May has already been pretty crazy. These big gnarly carabiners. just across here. Darken that up just a little bit. Reduce it down. So she's got this really cool drill. And it sort of has, you know, put me in mind of a bunch of theories about how each character is designed in Overwatch, particularly in Overwatch 2. Like, I've got a bunch of theories about, you know, how each character, there's like a design philosophy behind each one. And how each character is not necessarily a stereotype, but they are kind of a stereotype. Like, as an Aussie, Junkrat is absolutely, you know, like a caricature of Bogans. Like, I can absolutely see how they were inspired to make him, you know, from movies like The Road Warrior. Ooh, my head's in the way. Got to be mindful of that. Now just bearing in mind that the anatomy might be slightly off, and that's okay. This is just a sketch, it's just a caricature. I usually go back and refine these later on as required. I do like how complicated her gun is. Like with some of the other heroes, they're just like, you know, just bear with me for a minute. She's got like these flame tattoos on her neck. Now I might not get this 100, well I'm definitely not going to get it 100% accurate, but rest assured it's going to look pretty dope. Make sure that sound is still coming through. Yep, still good. So she's also got this little jetpack thing that helps her sort of propel through the soil, which is pretty cool. I also like how the design quite often of the shoes of the characters, very reminiscent of different animals. There's more that goes into the design theory as well. So once I'm finished drawing Venture here, I'll branch out into the other stuff that I had planned for today. Kind of gave her a bit of a monster leg. And that's okay. It's kind of how caricatures work. And when drawing shoes, you just have to do a perfect mirror image and you're good. Well, as much as a perfect mirror image as you can get. Forging ahead. Cool. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll shrink it down just a teeny bit. Let's do some exaggerations. Equalize that foot. Extend out. See, what you want to do is make the silhouette of the character very recognizable. Sometimes that means moving it around. Okay, what's next? Ah, yes. Just hit the half an hour mark, so we're just over the half an hour mark. So I can have a little bit of a break. Check phone for updates. Yep, everything's good in the world. Let's put this in here for now. So this is an idea I've been kicking around for a long time, since I first saw the Fallout series, that first season. The yogis based off of a character from an old sitcom. In fact, most of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, like the old ones, are based off of this old sitcom called The Honeymooners. Hey mate, how's it going? See, the cool thing about the Hanna-Barbera cartoons is they were designed in such a way to make animation extremely cheap and easy, because they were an entertainment company that they were always on this like shoestring budget. I've got mates that used to work for them. Oh, is it seriously like smashing down rain where you are? Yeah, I think it might come in raining later today, but for now it's relatively clear skies. Just enjoying the yeah. Oh, I've drawn that on the wrong layer. Hang on. Just give me 1 minute. Here's a cool little trick you can do with Procreate, because nothing really exists outside of the canvas that you're drawing on. You can, if you want to get rid of something really quickly, just grab it, drag it back, and it vanishes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next season of the Fallout show on Prime. That looks really cool. I mean, they got it mostly right. The cool thing about the Fallout series is you can tell just about any story from that like universe. Just so long as it features kind of like the main, as long as it includes like vault dwellers and the Brotherhood of Steel and like mutants and stuff, like just so long as it features those core elements, you're good. Like these characters are meant to be drawn quickly as well. That's what I've always liked about the design theory for Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Yeah. I do get those. Actually, I can do a better pose than that. Oh, cool. Yeah, like I like the original animated How to Train Your Dragon. It's interesting. The same guy who designed all the characters from the original Lilo and Stitch also designed like Toothless and most of the characters from How to Train Your Dragon as well. It's just interesting that like two movies that he originally worked on, his name's Chris Sanders, are out in like sort of similar times, like live action remakes of them. Yeah, like I read somewhere. I read a comment saying, "Oh wow, like I can't believe they were able to keep it so consistent from How to Train Your Dragon 1 to How to Train Your Dragon 2 and the other ones." I'm just thinking, um, you know, these characters are like already pre-rendered, like they've already been made and they're in a database. You know, they're saved on like a whole bunch of computers. They just have to they just take those original character designs and just age them up a little bit and just use them. Like there are some folks out there that think like animated characters are real, or I don't know what's going on there. Like if they still had an animation studio in Australia, they haven't had one for years now. I would have loved to work for them. Like their characters are super easy to draw. Oh yeah, like poses and stuff, they can be tricky. Um, the way I taught myself was I just I just copied everything. Like they say, imitation is the best form of flattery, and I agree with that. But you know, when somebody's intellectual properties being threatened, that's when you know you find out that fun little sayings and stuff like that are more like catchphrases rather than legally binding. The thing is, like when I first saw like the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, they were already like old by the time I first watched them as a kid. And the thing is, like, if you didn't grow up watching the Honeymooners, a lot of the references just didn't work. Like, Fred Flintstone was supposed to be Jackie Gleason's character from Honeymooners, Ralph Cramden. And Barney was supposed to be Ed Norton. I like to do a colour one just to make it a bit more fun. So this would never actually work as a character in the old version of the old Yogi show. Simply because like this particular like color pattern and character design would just be too complicated. What's going on there? Yep, one color. So yeah, having radioactive bears is really cool. I think the idea for the Yao Guai came from like Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 because they had the mutated mole rats in that game, but they were like the size of bears. And I think like a lot of the design team in like Bethesda, you know, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, they just wanted to use that idea and expand on it, which I think is really cool. I mean, they would end up using mole rats again, but actual like mole rats that like dig in the ground. The Country Bears, no, I've never seen that. Apparently it's got Christopher Walken in it. I'm one of the few people out there that doesn't do a Christopher Walken impersonation. I don't think I've ever tried doing a Christopher Walken impersonation. I had a mate that used to do them all the time and it drove me mental. Because finding someone who can do a really good Christopher Walken is like bravo. But 9 times out of 10, it's just some guy like just trying to talk with that odd cadence that he has. Yeah, I saw a review for it, God, years ago. And it looked pretty funny. Yeah, I've been wanting to do some mashup stuff. Along with the other fan art, because I've got a couple of conventions coming up. And I want to have a whole like slew of new content. Because for the longest time, I was just going from convention to convention to convention, and I was just bringing the same stuff year after year. And then I was going through like my unsold prints, because I just bring the same prints to every single convention. And I've got ones dating back to like 2010. Like that's how long I've been doing. I started doing conventions in 2010. That was my first one. And I've been doing them on and off ever since. I've actually scaled them back significantly since lockdown and whatnot. Because that's the thing, like Sydney is easy, Canberra is doable, Melbourne, I'm pushing my luck. Brisbane is okay, Gold Coast is fine, but places like Adelaide and Perth, not worth it. Definitely not Perth. I mean, I love Perth. I think it's a wonderful place, but it's just too far away. Like, I'm certainly not driving. And whatever profit margin I have after plane tickets and accommodation is basically nothing. It's basically nothing after I come back and find myself just wondering what to do next. Okay, so at 10:30. What else is on my list? Move that layer out. I didn't mean to do that. That's not the layer I'm after. There we go. Oh yeah, look, I mean, the way I draw, because I'm always got something to make. It's just fun to do stuff as a bit of a pressure valve release, I guess. Come back to that one a bit later. Oh, that's right. I always wanted to draw these characters. If anyone remembers Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Which was like a kids TV show, but it was like nightmarish. It dealt with like liminal spaces and existential crises and impending doom. And it's been a long time since it's been sort of relevant, so I'm not necessarily striking while the iron's hot here. That's kind of what Sketch Jam is. I just draw stuff. Yeah, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. The episodes are still on YouTube, as far as I know. It's a really well-made show, like top-notch. Now I've hit the 1 hour mark. It's weird. That should be charging. Why is that not charging? That's not charging. That's odd. I wonder what's going on there. That's very weird. Yeah, just give me 1 minute, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, that's charging now. Yep. I had one of these power bricks, and for some reason it was just not working. Very strange. And get all these done. I needed to get these done. I was sort of like, you ever have those days where you just think, yeah, I want to see how this is gonna turn out. So yeah, don't hug me, I'm scared. It's just a bizarre show. It's good though. Like, yeah, it's entertaining. It's like really dark. And just it's so random. But at the same time, like it's a bit like a Stanley Kubrick movie, like The Shining. It just it's fertile ground for a lot of theory crafting. And did you guys see the latest version of what AI can do? It's like, hey, just a quick update. Humans are pretty much superfluous to requirements now in the film industry. So if you were planning on wanting to become an actor or director or really anything, there's a chance that you might never be needed. Which is, fascinating and terrifying at the same time. Like, part of me wants to see how far AI can actually go, and part of me already knows how far it can actually go because I've watched movies like The Matrix and Terminator 2, so it's like, yeah. Oh yeah, look, I mean, I find ChatGPT to be pretty useful. It's okay at making images. Like, it has certain abilities that I think are genuinely really really scary cool. Because for the most part, it just it just basically scrapes the search engines and pieces together like its answers from that. Like, you can ask it basically everything to a reasonable degree. Like, um, it's great at generating certain images, but it won't violate any copyright. So you have to be very specific in what you get it to draw for you. And sometimes, you can tell um, what art it's actually borrowing from. Because that's the thing, like, it doesn't really create, it's just sort of, it modifies and, yeah. I mean, it's very good at it. I'm not disparaging it for like just how freakishly cool its abilities are. Like, I can remember, this is before I discovered that AI really was a thing. I found this amazingly beautifully drawn picture of Velma from Scooby-Doo, and I thought, wow, whoever drew that is an absolute genius. Like, that must have taken hours to get done. And I was like, I'm gonna draw something similar. And I spent maybe, this is when I first started streaming, I spent maybe 4 separate streams working on just like the very fine detail, like trying to get the lighting and the shading and everything just looking just, chef's kiss perfect. And it wasn't until like maybe the 5th stream that I was still working on this drawing of Velma that I realized that she was actually an AI image. And I'm like thinking, oh, I've been competing against the machine, and the machine has clearly already won. And it kind of reminds me a bit of The Incredibles, like that movie where Syndrome has them all captured, and he goes, when everyone's super, no one will be, and that kind of that hits close to home. Because I mean, as a working illustrator and caricaturist and stuff, like I still get plenty of work for now. It's fine. Like I've been largely unaffected by AI. Like and hopefully that stays that way, because I'm not particularly prone to getting out there and joining a protest or whatever. They took our jobs. Oh yeah, look, I mean, I think Nintendo being very almost draconian when it comes to how they deal with anyone who wants to modify their console, I think is not a winning strategy on their part. Something tells me that all things considered, that might be what turns a lot of people off. Yeah, I mostly just use AI for answering questions every now and then. Nothing too serious. Because the thing about ChatGPT is it's sort of pre-programmed to agree, or like, you know, you just made, and here's like a list of why you're 100% correct and I will never challenge you. It's like, okay. I mean, obviously it's not like that exaggerated, but it does feel like that sometimes. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very accommodating. Like, you can just say dumb stuff to it and it'll be like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. But then again, it'll also say, like, you know, here's why that won't work or never will work. Like, if you ever ask it any questions about if the earth is flat, no. It'll debunk that, no problem. So, like, it's not always, you know, being in full agreement mode. Most of the time it's just running in the background. So this character isn't actually a duck, he's a crow. I always assumed he was a mallard, but apparently no. Like, I used to, that's weird. Reading online, suddenly shocked that Mr. Bean wasn't actually that long. It's just a bunch of episodes. So I think it's like maybe less than 20 episodes of Mr. Bean in total. But because Rowan Atkinson has this like amazing ability to to make these sort of little vignettes. It honestly, like, each episode felt like a season. Because they were just sort of like these short skits that were compiled together. Let's put some color into Venture. Yeah, a bit of colour never hurt nobody. So yeah, what's going on for next week? Oh, I've got a whole bunch of commissions to get done. Working on the channels. Winter work is interesting that way. Make her a little bit darker. She's usually covered in dirt. That's kind of the whole point of Venture. She's like the Underminer from The Incredibles. remember the old Weird Al Yankovic song. About episode 1. And honestly, I think, like, considering how poorly episode 1 was received, that song, you know, that cover of American Pie that Weird Al did, that's the only sort of redeeming feature of that movie in my mind. Like, I mean, I could go back and watch it again after all this time, but nah. I was never a big Star Wars fan to begin with. That's why I get, like, sort of bemused, I guess, when, you know, online reviewers get sort of really bent out of shape and upset over Star Wars. It's like, why? What's the point? It's just Star Wars, guys. If you're letting that movie ruin your day, then oh, gone 11 o'clock. Then your priorities are not in order. Apologies for the dead air, guys. I tend to go a bit quiet when I'm coloring. It's kind of like when you're driving and you turn the radio down so you can concentrate on finding out where you need to go. It's a bit like that. Man, that thing really is not charging at all. Hang on. weird. There may have been I guess a slight disturbance in the force, potentially. And we'll be seeing if we can hit the 2-hour mark without too much hassle. Fairly reasonable goal, I reckon. Yeah. It's like it's kind of like I haven't done a proper like full length drawing stream in forever, so it's sort of working on getting back into it. I'm pretty close though. Like, I think it's just boils down to consistency. Oh, another thing that I have used ChatGPT for is reworking my schedule. Like, it's actually really good at building some kind of workable like work-life balance thing, because as I have recently become a dad, being able to do this yeah, that Ray-Bans ad is that's interesting. I love the fact that they are like, they've gone back to the drawing board and they've like really sort of figured out because they really want to make this whole sort of they want to make wearables as like hip and trendy as possible. Like if you got like wireless headphone earpods or whatever, that's one thing. You know, if you've got like sort of a smartwatch, that's another thing. But I think, sunglasses that are basically webcams, like I think that's the next step. That's the next logical jump. And I think, like, like Google and Meta are doing basically the same thing. I think Meta kind of has the edge over Google though, because like sunglasses are just cooler, like by by their very nature. Whereas Google has absolutely perfected the glasses. But yeah, it's weird, man. I like part of me is really enthusiastic about the prospect of having full-on sunnies that I can use to do, like I can actually wear them as I'm drawing and have them as the webcam to rather than have the phone filming from above. I think yeah, that's the main reason why I think they'll be absolutely perfect for like live streaming and stuff. On the other hand, wearing sunglasses indoors just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Sunglasses indoors and sunglasses at night are very. That's a hard sell. Also, sunnies are like glasses in general. They tend to be very fragile. Like I'd absolutely love to see, some tech review, go out and wear them in public and stuff like that. And you know, if they're worth getting, they're worth getting. But I think, if you're wearing something that can easily like fall off your face, like of all the wearable technology that you can have, yeah, sunglasses just falling off and like, accidentally like getting sat on or lost or crushed. I mean, that's also a concern. Like, with a watch and stuff like that will always, be like secured and stuff. Um, if I lose like AirPods, I'm not freaking out too much because they are replaceable. I prefer not to replace them if I'm being generous here. Like, they're nearly $300 to get new ones. But yeah, those new Sunnies. I definitely try them out. Actually, I'll move this guy's eye. It looks a bit derpy. Cool, and yeah, I think that'll conclude today's Sketch Jam. I will be back on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, to add more to this particular job. I would like to thank everyone who tuned in and checked out and chatted and stuck around. Once again, Draco, thanks again, mate, for stopping by and saying hi. And yeah, well, I'll call it a stream there. Thanks to everyone across the different platforms: Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube and Twitch. And yeah, that'll be it for today. Also, thanks once again for just being patient with the technical issues that I was experiencing with the mic and everything like that. And yeah, I will be back doing the gaming stream as well at some point. I'll be sort of working intermittently between those ones as well. So yeah, until next time, guys.